name? What is my name? Who I was before no longer holds significance. I am reborn. I am Malos Vrykan, servant of the Dark Gods. Mankind languishes in a tumultuous galaxy. Its potential shackled by a corpse on a gilded throne. We must look to the past for our salvation. To the primal gods who shape all that is. Let there be war upon this false Imperium. Let the galaxy burn.
Lord Vrykan, our invasion fleet draws nigh to Talon. Once they've established a foothold, we can begin our conquest of Jinchar.
Acknowledged. Remain watchful. I will not tolerate failure.
This is the first step. Your destiny unfolds to glory.
There is little glory in escorting transport ships while the Aegis Ocularis burns.
Patience. Like a fortress, glory must have solid foundations. This escort mission is but the first step on the path. The convoy's course would seem to cross that of a migration of plasmic medusae.
We have wasted enough time without making needless diversions.
There is danger here. Medusae are highly unstable and will explode upon making contact with one of our vessels.
They shall not have the chance to do so. Drive to combat speed. I have practice for our gunners.
Slaughter them! Glory to the gods. We have detected an Ultramarines fleet on the outer edge of the Medusae Shoal.
Guilliman's weaklings so close to the Eye of Terror. I sense opportunity to repay old debts. All ships to battle stations!
Traitor vessels! You face the sons of Macrog! The avengers of 100 despoiled worlds! Yield, and I promise a swift death in the Emperor's name!
Save your breath, Kerr. Mercy is not yours to offer or receive this day.
We shall see! All vessels move to engage!
In the name of the Prophet Lorgar and the Dark Gods, you will find no victory here!
Have a care. Do not let old wounds blind you to your purpose. The transport vessels must reach their destination.
Break them! Let the galaxy burn! Tear them apart! For the Dark Gods! Let the galaxy burn! Tear them apart! Slaughter them! Break them! Tear them apart! Let the galaxy burn! Moving to those coordinates! For the Dark Gods! Tear them apart! Slaughter them! We've lost the transport ship! Let the galaxy burn! Tear them apart!
transport vessels are clear of the battle and proceed towards Tyloth.
Excellent. The Astartes fleet is dust. Their blind loyalty to the corpse emperor repaid with death. My appetite for slaughter is barely whetted.
The coming days promise slaughter enough to satisfy your every craving. You need only have patience. Cadia has fallen, but the war against the servants of the false emperor forges ever on.
How may I serve the gods?
The Black Fleet is thick with ambitious warlords. They know little loyalty to War Master Abaddon, and pay but lip service to the gods. The time is coming when Abaddon will depend upon you as no other. But only if you prove yourself.
I shall not be found wanting malevolence.
Good. Strike now. Carve yourself a domain from amongst these squalling stars. My agent within the Imperial Navy will assist you in this matter. Lord High Admiral Dran?
Yes, Malevolence?
Is Admiral Spire contained as I commanded?
Indeed, Malevolence. Even now, the hero of the Gothic War wastes his might on insignificant battles in the Cadian sector, leaving your forces free rein elsewhere.
Are you certain of this? The early stages of this onslaught are vital. Spire's presence in this sector would prove problematic, if only for the false hope it would seed.
It is truth, I swear to you. You need not concern yourself with Spire until you choose to do so.
Good. Your loyalty will be rewarded, Admiral. Warlord Riken, I suggest you focus your attention on Chinchar. Its peoples cry out for spiritual guidance and freedom from the false idols of the glutted Imperium.
It shall be as you say, Malevolence.
The Imperium of Man. A galaxy-spanning empire in decline. Once, humanity stood on the brink of taming the stars. A golden age of light and glory beckoned. But men have ever been prone to temptation and lured to stubborn pride. Now the Space Marines, intended as the vanguard of mankind's ascension, fight ceaselessly to prevent their father's work sliding into ruin. The Adeptus Mechanicus, custodians of wondrous technology, take to the stars in hope of unearthing lost secrets from the very darkest of ages, and to impose the Omnissiah's will upon a scattered galaxy. But nowhere is the Imperium's might more plainly seen than in the vessels of its star-spanning navy. As war rages, colossal warships slip anchor to smite the foe with the righteous fury of the faithful. Such vessels are both Imperium's stalwart shield and gleaming spear, shining in the impenetrable dark of space. It takes more than a man to command such a warship. It takes a hero, strong in will and unflinching of purpose. Without such heroes, the Emperor's light would surely wane. Admiral Spire is one such hero. Forged in the hallways of the vaunted Schola Progenium, tempered in the cursed days of Abaddon's 12th Black Crusade. Long has he been lost, but now, freed from the Immaterium's clutches, he returns to shed his blood in the Emperor's cause once more. Any who seek to sweep mankind from the stars must first reckon with Spire. Many have sought his head, all have failed. But one hero alone may not be enough to change the Imperium's fortunes. It will take thousands, even millions, for mankind to reclaim its footing in the Eye of Terror's gaping maw. And millions more to hold it. Such a task will not be easy. Cadia is demon-hunted rubble, and the Imperium itself is scarred, torn in two by the Cicatrix Maledictum. But it is the nature of heroes to triumph in adversity, and of faith to flourish in the dark.
easily does Chinchar fall. The gods mark you for greatness.
I am honored to be their vessel.
As you should. This system is almost ours. Even now, my dark apostles rouse the populace to fervor. Imperial crews turn upon one another in glorious uprising. But greater tests await. The gods see your efforts and are satisfied. Hold their interest, perform dark rituals to the gods on the worlds you seize, and you will be justly rewarded.
I live to serve the Four.
And serve them you shall, but not alone. Your dedication to the gods draws their foremost champions to your banner. Choose well who serves you, and remember always that one serves his patron god above all.
I understand, Malevolence.
Then make your selection from those gathered before you, and choose wisely. A wise choice. Bound by chains of loyalty and marked by the divine, he will serve you well in the months to come.
I look forward to witnessing his capabilities once battle is joined, Malevolence.
God's attention is fickle. Should you wish to hold their gaze, you must make an offering worthy of notice. Subjugate a captured system. Let sacrifice and ritual blaze across the stars.
Such has always been the Word-Bearer's way. Let the worthy embrace the truth of chaos, and the weak feed the flames.
Good. Then it remains only to choose the nature of your offering. Let the ritual begin. The ritual has begun. The dark gods see your faith blazing like a star. Their gifts will surely follow.
This is but the beginning, Malevolence. Soon all the sectors of the Aegis Ocularis will scream praise to chaos.
With Chinchar brought into the embrace of chaos, you should cast your eye further afield.
What would you recommend, Malevolence?
It would seem the Imperium are mustering a counterblow at Dorsia. Perhaps there.
The skies are choked with wreckage. Imperial vessels will surely use the debris as a shield against our auspexes.
The challenge is too much for you. Was I mistaken to choose you as a harbinger of the gods?
I will lead the attack personally. Let the ruin of Dorsia send a message to those who would thwart mankind's ascension.
The Skelos subsector is located to the galactic west of the Eye of Terror. Its capital planet, Skelos, is a feral world and was once the homeworld of the Sons of Malice. Once loyal space marines, they turned on the Imperium in the years leading to the 13th Black Crusade. The original name of the Sons of Malice has been lost to Imperial record, but it is speculated that they were one of the 20 chapters of the Astartes Precis, a founding created with the express purpose of safeguarding the region surrounding the Eye of Terror. The cold and unforgiving wastes of Skelos provide the Sons of Malice no shortage of barbaric recruits. Indeed, the Sons' foul religious practices trace their origins to those of the tribesmen from which they sprang. A scouring, conducted by the Cadian 331st, was thought to have ended these grisly traditions. Certainly the natives were thought exterminated, and the Sons of Malice driven off. But rumors have surfaced suggesting that the world is not so empty as was believed. It would seem that the Sons of Malice still stake a claim to this miserable planet. They will surely do whatever they must to make it theirs once more. Orcs are amongst the deadliest of the Xenos races. Multitudinous, belligerent, and possessed of brutal cunning, they spread across the stars like a green tide. Even in the war-riven sectors around the Eye of Terror, forever beset by chaos, they rank amongst the greatest threats. As battle raged between the Imperium and the dread forces of chaos, the Orcs gained a foothold upon ravaged worlds, using them as staging areas from which they could slingshot deeper into Imperial territory. Orc technology is ramshackle, but terrifyingly effective, combining mismatched components, scavenged gear, and intuitive leaps to forge weapon systems whose inner workings baffle the most experienced of the Imperium's adepts, but lack for nothing in sheer unbridled firepower. In much the same way, an Orc warlord can take a multitude of squabbling clans and forge them into an unstoppable army. Such a war has the sheer unbridled might necessary to conquer the stars themselves, leaving naught but rubble in its wake. As its momentum grows, so do its numbers grow, swollen by green skins drawn to the promise of bloodlust, teeth, and loot.
This is the last known Imperial rally point.
This will be a dangerous hunting ground, filled with wreckage and false signals. A good place for an ambush.
Indeed. Another opportunity to prove your worth. Must not allow censored ghosts to lead you into a trap.
You have a recommendation, Malevolence.
Reach forth your hand. Let your escort vessels and squadrons uncover the battlefield's truth. Save your warships for when the unbeliever's trap is sprung.
Agreed. We'll use their own snare against them. Locking weapons! For the ruinous powers! As the War Master wills!
Task Force Retribution. Heretic forces are converging on our position. Break and attack. Target and destroy all enemy signatures!
It seems we've been detected.
Good. I tire skulking amidst old bones.
Enemy ship sighted!
Doomfire's unleashed! No! We must escape! We've lost an escort craft! Fear us, for we strike from the warp! We'll follow your command, for now. Enemy ship sighted! Slaughter them! We are unstoppable! Doomfire's unleashed! Doomfire's unleashed! Break them!
This is Dark Angel's battle group Penance. We stand ready to assist. Move to Vector.
Lord Franken, with your assistance, I can neutralize the command crew of the Vengeful Justice and leave the vessel ripe for capture. Who are you? Why should I belong to your names? Because I am Armada, forerunner of the Alpha Legion. I can do as I claim. All you need do is stand ready. Truly, this is a sign of rising fortunes. Trust to the scion of Alfarius. Engage the foe and spare the Dark Angel's flagship. Very well.
Boarding attack successful, Master! Engines hot! Moving to those coordinates!
We have located the Vengeful Justice.
Tracer vessels identified. Prepare to engage all.
Now is the moment. I have blast doors rigged to seal off the bridge. Send your strike teams and the vessel will be ours. Stand ready, Thomas. Strike teams are mobilizing. Make haste. They're tracing my signal.
Outward transmission detected. There is a traitor aboard. Find and kill him!
This is no time for delay.
Board the flagship!
Escort craft lost!
Our strike team slaughtered them!
Warp strike successful, Master!
Master Corisle is dead. The bridge is under our command. Resistance elsewhere is fading as we bend the compartments into space. Diagnostics reveal moderate system loss.
He has done well. Shielded, he may prove a valuable asset.
Talus, bring your prize under control. I'll order the fleet to give you all protection we can as we destroy the rest of the Loyalist fleet. My thanks. Prepare my ship or else! Let the galaxy burn! For the Dark Gods! Doomfire's unleashed! Doomfire's unleashed! Our minions rampage through their ship! Our minions rampage through their ship! Your orders! Boarding attack successful, Master! Show us our victims!
Another victory for the gods. Auspexes detect nothing save wreckage.
Talus, you have served me well. Come aboard. We have much to discuss. I would be honored. I will join you as soon as this vessel's last resistance is purged.
correct that several Imperial vessels have fled your wrath. Even now, they regroup under the command of Lord Admiral Spire.
Let them run. I sought to send a message. Let them bear it far and wide to any who have wit to hear.
We of the Alpha Legion excel in delivering such tidings, if you would have us serve you. Have a care. The sons of Alpharius are masters of deception. Keep them close, but not too close.
Agreed. Return to your vessel, Instigator Talus. I will find you employment soon enough.
As you command. I confess you exceed my expectations. So long as you continue to please the gods, their blessings will flow. We should press on to the Agrippina sector and bring enlightenment to this spire. Lord Riken, are you a mewling cur? The false Emperor's warriors are regrouping. Why have you not broken their resistance?
They have proven more determined than anticipated. Even now, our Lord Admiral Spire marshals the defenders of the Aegis Ocularis Eastern Fringe. Perhaps worse, an Inquisitor Darkhammer has rooted out many of our operatives and infiltrators, blinding our great work.
No excuses! I am the chosen of Abaddon. I command you to bring Spire to battle. Scatter his fleet and his hopes.
As you command.
Halbreed has closed the channel. He sees you as a threat, but we need not play his game. However, we cannot sit idle. Spire is a distant threat, but Darkhammer? We should put Drang to use. Lure Darkhammer into a trap.
I concur. It is past time Drang proved his worth.
Drang, your master commands you.
Malevolence, how may I serve the gods?
We desire direct confrontation with Inquisitor Darkhammer.
It should be simple enough to arrange. The man's a maniac when he gets the spore of heresy in his nostrils. I can seed the Stellar Fortress baleful night with a few expendable agents and let word of them reach Darkhammer. The Ultor system is full of gas clouds. It should make any ambush pleasingly effective.
Good. Enact your plan, Drang. We will be ready.
It seems we have an ambush to prepare. praised the gods, but you were petitioned for an audience.
Petitioned?
In most forthright terms, the World Eaters are not known for either respect or subtlety.
Welcome to Scarus! Here there has been war and slaughter on a scale you cannot conceive. And still the orcs come, led by their warlord, Blitz Ripper. My berserkers have drowned worlds in their blood, but the fighting continues. I demand you join your forces to mine! Demand?
You should secure Scarus. And if there is indeed carnage to be had, it will surely attract Khorne's favor.
Very well. We shall offer the Blood God all the tribute he would wish. A demonstration of our might will throw these barbaric creatures into disarray. Blood for the Blood God!
The Forge World Agrippina itself would have fallen millennia ago, but for its formidable defenses, now bolstered by the Cadian diaspora. Even with Cadia lying in ruins, its scions stand firm beside Agrippina. And it is well that this is so, for the world's technological wonders have proven an irresistible lure to Chaos Warpsmiths. The Agrippina sector is a linchpin in the Cadian Gate's defenses, a laboring manufactorum that feeds nearby worlds with weaponry and much-needed munitions. Wealth abounds within its borders, and it supplies the Astra Militarum with many of its finest regiments.
So this is the baleful night. Drang's infiltrators must have already activated its defenses.
Let us find out, Malevolence. Open comms.
We have awaited your arrival. The station stands ready. What are your orders?
You have the honor of acting as bait. Draw the enemy's attention until we're ready to strike.
As you will.
All vessels, set course for the gas cloud. We'll ambush the Loyalists once they're drawn onto the station's guns. Hold all fire for my order!
Setting course! We stand ready! Engines hot! For the War Master! Engines hot! For the War Master! Setting course! Show us our victims! We'll follow your command! For now! As the War Master wills! Reporting! Switch to silent running! We stand ready! It seems this cloud is unstable. A plasmic storm is gathering. When it breaks, it may compromise your designs.
We will take the risk. There is no victory in timidity. Darkhammer's death is worth the gamble.
Lord Inquisitor, I have arrived at the coordinates provided by Admiral Drang. There is some evidence of traitor activity, but weapons read as inactive, and our auspexes detect no traitor vessels.
Very well. My fleet is inbound. Reduce that station to scrap, but take no unnecessary risks. Should you encounter heavy resistance, withdraw and await my arrival.
Acknowledged. Combat vectors calculated.
Yes. Take the bait. Just a little closer.
Inquisitor Darkhammer, we are detecting renegade vessels emerging from the gas clouds. Projected strength.
Communications disrupted. Darkhammer knows all, and all he deserves. Arrogance will lure him the rest of the way.
Indeed. I recommend you prepare for his arrival. Doomfire's unleashed! We cannot take much more! Escort crowd lost! Hull breaches detected! Tear them apart! We've lost an escort craft! Heavy damage! Repair the derrick! At once! Slaughter them! Repair my ship or else!
attack successful, Master!
Battle group purity. Adopt purge formation. Assist the Mechanicus fleet. I need no prisoners. Make an example of our foes. Traitors! Throw yourselves on the Emperor's mercy, for you shall have none from me!
The man of failing reason and false faith struts his hour, little knowing his life is already spent.
All vessels engage! Loose the fury of the Dark Gods! Incompetence! We cannot fight on! Escort craft lost! Our minions rampage through their ship! We've lost an escort craft! Boarding attack successful, Master! Boarding attack successful, Master! For the War Master! Our minions rampage through their ship! We are unstoppable! Break them! Reporting! Tear them apart! Your orders! Let the galaxy burn! Heavy damage! We've lost an escort craft! Show us our victims! Hull breach is detected! Break them! I cannot, Master! Boarding attack successful, Master! Boarding attack successful, Master! We stand ready! Reporting! Our minions rampage through their ship! Your orders! For the War Master! Repair the damage at once!
rampage through their ship! Tear them apart! Moving to those coordinates! For the Dark Gods! Fear us, for we strike from the war! Prepare my ship, or else... Our strike team slaughtered them! We stand ready! Our strike team slaughtered them! Our strike team slaughtered them! So ends the pitiful Inquisitor Darkhammer. His dreams in ruins, his warriors slain, and his soul a sweetmeat for demons. Hunt down every last survivor! Let the Imperium look to this quadrant with fear, never knowing the truth of Darkhammer's fate. Slaughter them! Reporting! So ends Darkhammer's misplaced zeal. Now we are free to prosecute our campaign against Admiral Spire. I understand that even now Imperial forces are withdrawing to Bellis Corona in an attempt to regroup. Then I shall reward their indulgence with the screams of the dying. We pursue into Bellis Corona. No more games of whispers and shadows. I will crush them! Each time we attack, the false Emperor's lackeys flee. They have no taste for battle. There can be no victory until their lines of retreat are cut. Even the unwitting serve the Dark God's purpose. The omens tell me that the Tyranids have reached the Aegis Ocularis. Our sorcerers can create a psychic beacon that will draw them onto Spire's holdings. Let one foe devour the other. The Tyranids are rapacious. We gain nothing if we are devoured alongside Spire's forces. Let Laurentix be the lure. It lies far enough from our holdings to offer little peril. But it has become crucial to Spire's war effort. At worst, a Tyranid incursion will throw his plans into disarray. At best, it will reshape the balance of power in this entire sector. Agreed. Proceed, Malevolence. Let us wake Spire's doom.
Bellis Corona is a vital anchorage, serving as the Imperial Navy's primary base in the Segmentum Obscurus. Over the millennia, its importance has only grown, and it now acts as the Imperium's administrative capital for the entire Segmentum. In the prelude of the 13th Black Crusade, the arch-traitor Typhus descended on Bellis Corona, spreading a devastating contagion, named in whispers as the Plague of Unbelief. Despite Typhus' assault and the loss of billions of lives, the sector held firm. But in recent days, Psychers stationed in Bellis Corona have suffered total collapse. Their minds torn asunder by some strange and terrible shadow moving through the Immaterium. This can only bode ill. The region of space now known as the Eye of Terror was once home to the Eldari Empire. A prideful, sensuous people, the Eldari realized too late the perils of excess. The fourth Chaos God, Slaanesh, was born from their debauchery, its coming heralded by a psychic scream that shook real space to its foundations and devastated the Eldari. The Crone Worlds are all that remain of the Eldari's fallen domain. They are blighted planets, consumed by the spreading unreality of the Eye of Terror, and twisted to new and nightmarish realities. Though the Crone Worlds are overrun by the servants of the Dark Gods, the Eldari have not entirely abandoned them. They cannot, for only here can the treasured Spirit Stones be harvested, and thus the souls of the dying be saved from thirsting Slaanesh. Such expeditions are fraught with peril, for there are few more dangerous places amongst the stars. Many who seek the Crone Worlds do not return. The Eldari have never recovered from the horrors of the Fall. They are a fractured, dwindling population on the brink of extinction. Most dwell aboard star-treading craft worlds, honing their peerless minds along the disciplined paths in the hope of staving off the perils of decadence and thus preventing a second, final catastrophe. But not all Eldari can bear the rigidity of craft world life. Some depart their homes, seeking adventure amongst the stars as corsairs. Such lives are fraught with danger, but are also rich with excitement. These outcasts can be found in every corner of the galaxy, blazing a brief but exhilarating trail before madness claims them. The Drakari too live outside the structures of the Eldari path. Corrupt and cruel, they keep Slaanesh at bay, not with discipline and spirit stones, but by feasting on the torment of others. Raiders enslave us all, the Drakari are a blight upon the galaxy, as selfish as they are sadistic, as untrustworthy as they are cunning. But in recent days, the barriers between the Eldari factions have begun to crumble, with ever more gathering beneath the banner of one named Ivrain. These Inari keep their beliefs hidden as their intentions. Should they be encountered on the battlefield, caution will serve you well. With warp storms rendering astropathic communications erratic, Segmentum Obscura's High Command continued experiencing difficulty coordinating its forces. Imperial commanders were advised that communications received from distant sources were not to be trusted. Scattered reports indicated that, in addition to chaos incursions, Scarus nurtured an increasing greenskin menace. Eventually, High Command took this threat seriously. They acted too late. What would become known as the Green Crusade had grown from a few scattered and disorganized tribes to a mighty war that threatened to overwhelm the Imperium's embattled holdings. With the capture of Forge World Mordax Prime, the Green Crusade's momentum redoubled. Survivors from the rechristened Mordaka Prime report seeing hundreds of Gargants being fashioned from the debris, and skies thick with the choking black smoke of Orc cruisers. It can only be a matter of time before other worlds share Mordax's fate.
The orcs are gathering in a new war. If it gains momentum, it will become unstoppable.
Show me the location of their leader. We will drown his armies in their own blood and claim his skull for corn.
For triumph to be ours, we must bring our flagship alongside the Ancient One's carcass. Only then can our sorceress twist its residual psychic spore to our purposes.
I understand, Malevolence. For the glory of the Chaos, it will be done. Your orders! We'll follow your command, for now!
Traitor Admiral, whatever you seek in this system will be denied you. Praise the Omnissiah.
Heed not his empty threats. We hold our course.
Fresh signatures on the Aurspex. The Corp's Emperor's lackeys are present in greater numbers than anticipated.
It matters not. They are naught but lies, and will be swatted as such. Show us our victims! Enemy ship sighted! Hull breaches detected! Let the galaxy burn! For the War Master! Heavy damage!
We are in place. We must hold position until the ritual is complete.
The sorcerers shall have all the time they require. All vessels assume escort formation around the flagship. Nothing gets through. Reporting! Enemy ship sighted! We stand ready!
Connection made. Already the Tyranids respond to our siren call. But there is a complication. The side effect of the ritual has set the souls burning like fires in the dark. Some of them. Enemy know our location.
Theirs, so the advantage lies once more with the ablest warrior. I will have it no other way, Malevolence.
So the unbelievers comprehend our plan. See how they move to destroy the carcass.
Does it matter if the ritual is done? Let them.
No. The sorceress coaxed a spark of life into the dead flesh. It is that spark that draws the Tyranids on. If it is extinguished...
All ships, protect the Ancient One. It must not be destroyed. It's attack! Disengaging! But the main fleet has yet to arrive. How much longer? We cannot prevail against two enemies.
This is but a test. Prove your worthiness, and victory will follow. The main hive fleet draws nigh. But what is this amongst them?
Rusty spear. When the Tyranids altered course, I knew one flame would lead me to another. Now, we truly have a fight worthy of song. Space Wolves. Now we truly have a battle to please the gods. For us and the Allfather! Let none survive the wrath of Fenris! fires unleashed! Break them! Our minions rampage through their ship! Let the galaxy burn! Doomfire's unleashed! Escort craft lost! Such a strange beauty to those vessels. Perfection of form melded to purity of purpose.
There is no perfection save that granted by the gods, but I agree, they are impressive all the same.
We'll let the Tyranids gorge on the survivors.
Let the Imperium safeguard its worlds against the Devourer's hunger, while we gather our strength.
Indeed. All ships, disengage and set course for the rendezvous. Let the feast begin.
No victory is achieved without sacrifice, and our sacrifices have been many.
It matters not. As Spire's forces hasten to contain the Tyranids, we will strike elsewhere. Today's losses are insignificant when set beside what their lives have bought us.
Indeed, the war turns in our favor. Glory to the fall!
I must speak with you.
Mind your place. You petition a herald of the Dark Gods, not some feckless idolater.
Of course, Malevolence. Bellis Corona is in uproar. Spire is gathering a refugee fleet at Phonosar. He intends to retreat to Nemesis Tessera.
Spire! Am I never to be free of him?
There is opportunity here. If we seize the refugee vessels, we undermine Spire from within. It will...
This is Huron Blackheart. My Blackstone fortress is under attack by Tyranid vessels. We've sustained heavy damage and cannot outrun them. I demand assistance. The Palatino's fault is within our strike range.
Our endeavors with the Tyranids have had unexpected consequences. But all is as the gods will it. Luft Huron would make an influential ally, should he feel he owes you a debt. servants of the Corpse Emperor have deployed the Phalanx to this region.
An old foe from an endless war. Where can it be found? Its loss will shake our foes to their foundation.
The Tyranids, the great devourer. In all the stars, there has never been a Xenos race more inimical to the survival of mankind. Indeed, they are the bane of all other life. Their origins are but poorly understood. The stuff of rumor and supposition and nightmare. The Adepts of Mars believe that a single unknowable consciousness guides the Hive Fleets about their voracious purpose. This consciousness knows only unquenchable hunger. Hive ships serve as synapse nodes, spreading the influence of the Tyranid hive mind across the stars. Such is the hive mind's suffocating will that the warp is distorted for light years around. Confusion and terror spread before the hive fleets advance, as dreams darken and madness spreads. As the hive fleets advance, the suffocating embrace quenches the Emperor's light and drowns doomed worlds in psychic shadow. But the greatest threat comes from within. Foul creatures known as gene stealers infiltrate unvigilant worlds. A patriarch arises from the population's subverted flesh and projects a psychic beacon to draw the Hive Fleet ever closer. As the gene stealer cult grows in power, they emerge from the shadows of their benighted world. Civil war rages, shaking the planet asunder. Then the skies darken with spores and the Hive Fleet's voracious tendrils. The cultists exult at the fulfillment of prophecy and their ascension into the light. Their delusions die with them. There are many Hive Fleets, each but a facet of the immeasurable Tyranid threat. Leviathan is the greatest, and has wrought ruin on a scale never before witnessed. Though the great rift arising from Cadia's ruin has severed many of Leviathan's tendrils, many more remain. Even now, one is surging towards the Eye of Terror.
The delusion Inari seek to return one of their gods, an apotheosis that will cripple Great Slanesh. This is heresy of the highest order. You must not permit it.
How am I to prevent it?
Destroy their expedition. Do not let them recover the artifact they seek. Their success will imperil not only the Dark Prince, but raise their threat across this sector. The Eldari expedition is destroyed. Even now, their souls grace the Dark Prince's banquet table.
Yes, I hear their screams. They are delectable.